Hello and welcome back to the Woodwork channel. Welcome to the press box. Today we've got no guests, it's just Axel and Jordan and myself. And in the international break, the boring international break that I'm sure we all hate, we're going to look at the new managers in the Premier League. But guys, how are you, first of all?
I'm all good, thank you. How are you?
Good, thank you. In American football top?
Yeah.
You've been supporting?
Huh?
You've been supporting American football? Or?
Not at all. I just like the top.
Yeah, fair play.
Shout out Will Jackson.
Jordan, you had a week off last week. Welcome back. You been up to anything interesting? Apart from watching Spurs lose to Ipswich.
Yeah, it's not great. No, I've just been chilling. It's good to be back.
Nice one. So let's. There's 5 new managers in the Prem this season. So we've got Arne at Liverpool, Maresca at Chelsea, Herzler at Brighton, Lopetegui at West Ham, and Cooper at Leicester. We've obviously got Amorim as well at United, but the jury's still out on that one. So we'll stick to Liverpool first, top of the league. I think it surprised me because I thought Liverpool might struggle after Klopp going out, but I think their football actually works better. The midfielders, especially Gravenberch and McAllister, look a lot more settled. So, has Slot surprised you, Axel?
Yeah, he has, to be fair. Can't remember the last time a manager slotted in just like this.
Nice, look at him.
Nah, but honestly, he's done amazing, and yeah, he doesn't show any signs of stopping or slowing down. I think he's only lost 1 game so far.
Who is that to? But if you look at that form, so they've lost 1 and drawn 1 in his first 17 games. You look at Klopp's last 17, they lost 4 and drew 4, so they won, what's that, 9 is it? I don't know, I can't be asked to do maths. But that shows a real upturn in form from what they had before, Jordan. So is this a bit unexpected for you as well?
I think it's a little bit unexpected because clearly he's doing something right at the minute. He's got all the players galvanised and they're coming together because obviously it's a new manager and they want to impress. Obviously 11 games and 9 wins, no matter who you are or where you started, that's unbelievable. But I also do think that part of that, obviously half of it's the manager bounce, but I think they actually have a really good squad.
Yeah.
They've recently signed Chiesa, so that adds to their attack with Gakpo, Salah, Nunez, Jota, Diaz, like unbelievable attack. They're strong in defence, couple of injuries now, strong in midfield, but I think their squad they could win the league.
Yeah, and they've got, I know Salah's at the start of the season, the goals and assists all came from Salah, but if Diaz can score goals, Nunez scored some the other weekend, so they've got goals all around the pitch, and they've also got the best defence in the league, which was something under Klopp. Maybe they favoured attacking, but they really take pride in defending now, don't they, Axel?
Yeah, they do. I wanted to ask though, what do you think is the main difference between last season and now?
I think it's just a bit more slower paced, because I feel like McAllister particularly, I mean, he was alright, he's a good player, he's a World Cup winner, but I think he struggled a little bit with the pace of the football under Klopp, whereas now you've got him and Gravenberch as the 2 sort of sitting midfielders. You've got Szoboszlai, I think, is Szoboszlai injured now? But he was playing really well in the 10.
Yeah,
and I think the little sort of slowing it down a bit has really helped Liverpool. And then obviously they've got 3 attackers. Jota looks really good under them. And they've got a bit of a test to come. They've got Real Madrid, Newcastle, and Man City next, which Man City doesn't look that difficult at the minute.
Yeah, at the minute they're poorly, but
and they are, they're top of the league, aren't they? And I think I've got here, they've got a 60% chance of winning the league, and they're the 6th side to be 5 points clear after 11 games, and all of them have won the league so far. So, are we thinking Liverpool for the title, or what?
No.
Still City?
Yeah.
That's the thing, if it wasn't City,
then
I
I'd
think there'd be a lot of
what?
confidence.
But City...
They've been there before, haven't they?
Yeah. I'll have to see. I'll give it till like December.
Yeah.
And then see, because City just turn it around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. City have a lot of injuries at the minute, and although they're currently having a bit of a dip form, 3-4 losses in a row, you just know that they're going to elevate probably after Christmas in the new year, and to their testament, they have done it for the last 5-6 years.
Yeah. And it's incredible how, I mean, obviously he had a very good foundation to come into. You know, it's not like he was coming over and they were bottom of the league or they were in adversity. Like when Klopp came in after Rodgers, they're in a very good position. But it's incredible how I think you can see the change so quickly. Like you can watch Liverpool first 3 or 4 games of the season, and you could tell that there was something different. Whereas it might be a bit slow. Slot came in and initially put his stamp on it, and I think that really impressed me. So, in a nutshell, Arne Slot, probably the best of the new managers. Are we saying?
I don't know. It's a different situation because obviously we're going to get to different managers down the line, but he's already coming into a good foundation. Clubs like Chelsea, they made so many signings in the summer. It's a bit more difficult for someone like Maresca. I think he's done a brilliant job. But we'll get on to him in a second anyway.
Well, we'll do Maresca now if you want.
Okay.
Axel, Chelsea fan, do you want to give us your initial thoughts on how he's
I
done?
think he's done amazing.
Yeah?
I actually do. With the amount of signings they made over the summer, the club was in disarray. No one really knew what they were challenging for, what they were going to go for towards the end of the season. I think he's come in. He's shown that he's the manager. He's cut out key players, Sterling, Gallagher.
Yeah.
Made some really big decisions that some of the fans, including myself, wasn't happy with. I'm a Sterling fan.
Yeah.
So when I saw that, I was like, oh, he's got no idea what he's doing. But as you can see, I think, are they fourth, fifth?
Fourth, joint third, isn't it? You joint with us on Arsenal, but fourth.
Yeah, fourth in the table.
Forest.
Forget fourth. Fourth in the table. I just think he's done a brilliant job, and you can see by the way they're playing football, he's keeping the boys happy. You know, Thursday night football game, so you can play the B team, get them involved and stuff. I think he's done a really good job.
And it has surprised me because I thought at Leicester, especially my old manager was my old boss at work was a Leicester fan, and he thought that he wasn't adaptable at all, and that's probably something of Pep Guardiola's sort of disciples. But Leicester went through a blip and they sort of changed it almost like the players changed the style towards the end of the season to get them over the line. So I wasn't sure how adaptable he'd be, but he's shown that he can be, hasn't he, throughout games? And really, they've pretty much, apart from Liverpool, dominated every game, haven't they?
Yeah.
And they can create chances easily. Like, you look at the players they've got.
Yeah, exciting.
Obviously, they've got Cole Palmer.
Yeah,
but
brilliant.
the fact that I think in every game you've created a lot of chances and been able to win, haven't you?
Yeah, I just think right now we're struggling to finish our chances for the amount that we create. Yeah. I mean, we're getting the ball there. It's just, no offense to Nicholas Jackson, I actually think he's really good. Obviously, he's got ways to develop and stuff, but I think that's kind of what we're missing right now.
Yeah.
Just that finishing touch.
And what do you make of how he's... I mean, we touched on it, didn't we, with shipping out Sterling, Chilwell. But what do you make of how he's handled the squad? Because we see they're very much like, you've got the league squad and the cup squad, and they don't really differentiate apart from injuries. You've got... I mean, I love Pedro Neto. I think he's such a good footballer. Yeah. And I think if he's fit... apart from maybe Salah and Saka, there's not many better wingers in the Prem than him. And
he's just so direct.
Yeah. So what do you make of how he's managed the squad like throughout games with the bloated squad that you've got?
I think he's done, again, like he hasn't pulled any punches. He's come out onto the media and said Sterling's not playing. I've told him he's not playing. He said the same about Gallagher. He's given his reasons why, and it's one of those ones. He's come in with a fixed mindset, and I think in a situation like this where there's so much going on around the club, you need someone that's like, this is what it is. Rightly or wrongly so, this is what I'm doing. You're either with me or you're against me. And from the results, I think everyone's with him. Yeah.
And I think two players for me that have shone. I mean, Lavia obviously didn't play last year, so he's impressed me. But Caicedo, I think, has really stepped up. He's been given the captaincy as well, hasn't he? But Jackson as well. I mean, he just looks confident. He looks alive. He looks alert.
Stand up again.
Do you think Maresca's really brought the best out of Jackson?
Yeah, I think he's brought the best out of a couple players, especially Jackson. I really like Noni right now.
I
think he's exciting. Obviously, his final third end product could improve, but
yeah, definitely.
He's getting there. He beats players. Got a wand of a left foot. I think he's really good. I think he's got ways to go. And Woodwork as well. He's gaining confidence. I think the whole team's just playing with a lot more confidence, and they're just doing really well at the moment.
I think for Chelsea, as in it's not a critic, but the last couple of years, with everything that's happened with Bodie taking over and the amount of money he spent, and the squad getting bigger and bigger, I don't think it's a surprise that you're now developing after a couple of years, and it's taken a while.
Yeah, it has to.
But the players have come together, and the quality, like Chelsea have spent so much money that it's finally taken a certain period of time. But Mudryk was 100 million, and Nkunku was about 60 million. João Felix was a lot. Palmer you took a lot, but your players, they're now coming together, and clearly third in the table, 19 points. It's showing. So I do think that's a positive. And Maresca, I think he's a good manager, and it's a good fit. So I think he's just trying to balance Premier League and Conference League, and I think he's doing that pretty well. But for some players, like Mudryk, maybe Nkunku, it's difficult because you don't have that much game time, and it's so hard to get into that starting 11 team every week.
And it's almost like Neto's in there now, but that's probably because Sancho got injured, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's not like he's driven his way in, and he's really taking his chances now. But you mentioned sort of Slot coming in under a good foundation. Pochettino, I think by the end, Chelsea were really on fire under him and looked like they were turning a corner. But a couple of Chelsea fans feel like Maresca's given them an identity that Poch didn't have. So do you agree with that standpoint?
Yeah, when Poch was there, I feel like I want to call it free football. I
Yeah.
feel like we was more kind of playing towards the opposition rather than playing our own football.
Yeah.
And I feel like Maresca's come in, obviously, he's just done his thing. He said, this is how we're playing, this is how I want to play.
Yeah.
And he's got the players to play how he wants to play. There's
Yeah.
so much quality in that Chelsea squad, and there's a lot of depth. So I think it's just worked out for him, really.
And what about the connection between the fan base and the manager? Because Thomas Tuchel was someone that was loved, possibly more than maybe since Jose Mourinho. By the obviously Conte was liked as well, but Poch didn't really have that. Do you think Maresca is gaining that sort of traction and love between the fans?
I mean, Tuchel was like brilliant. I
Yeah,
really
yeah.
liked him. Maresca's not Tuchel, but I do like him. I just don't. I haven't got much to say about that, to be fair. I'm not gonna lie.
But do you think, as the only issue of what's happening, because Maresca's doing unbelievable right now, like he's flying with Chelsea, but are you a little bit concerned about the owner, Todd Bowley, and his sort of quick reactions to sort of look at a manager, see he's not doing very well, and sack him, like Tuchel, who I think was undeserved.
Yeah, definitely.
Like that. Pochettino, you could go either way, but sometimes you've got to give players time, and I'm not sure if Bowley's the sort of owner to give them time.
I think now he kind of has to.
Yeah, because of the start he's made.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The start he's made, been impactful. He's winning games. It's good. And you've already got rid of all these other managers and it hasn't worked. And with a manager that is finally working, but I don't see why you would get rid of it. Even if he goes through a blip now, he's got credit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and you've spent so much money on the squad as well. It makes sense to keep him. Like, who else would you get as well?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
So in terms of the expectation then, I don't really know where people would put in Chelsea, but how you've started, do you think top 4, top 6? What's your ambition now?
I want top 4,
yeah?
personally.
And is it achievable?
I think so.
Yeah?
Not an easy top 4 though. Obviously,
You've got Forest fighting in there, Liverpool.
To be fair, Forest is a shout. You guys aren't doing too bad. You're 5th right now, huh?
Yeah, joint 3rd.
Yeah, joint 3rd, exactly, yeah. So, I would like top 4, but again, after last season, the way we've turned around and started this season, it might be a bit of a reach to say top 4.
But with the depth as well, like,
and with the money
you
you
can
spent,
handle injuries a lot more than some of the teams up there.
I think top 4 is a good shout.
Yeah. From an outsider, a rival fan, a Tottenham fan looking in, Jordan, what about you?
In the league, mate.
Well, I unfortunately, I look at Chelsea, I look at their bench when they're fully strength, and I'm like, oh dear. Like, that's dangerous to bring on. Like, it's scary. So, for where I think Chelsea will finish, I first of all think they should win the Conference League.
Yeah.
Like, the teams they're playing, no offence to the Conference League.
Yeah, we just
won 8-0, so...
Yeah, I think you should win that. And in terms of Premier League, it's so difficult to call because it's so early on.
Yeah.
But I think you should be getting at least top 6.
Yeah. Top 6 in the trophy is a decent season for a first
that's
manager.
Good season. I'd take that as a Tottenham fan.
Especially say where you have been recently. Right, well, go from Maresca. It maybe makes sense to go to Cooper because that's the club he came from, Leicester. They're the only promoted club that have got a new manager. And obviously, as a Forest fan, I've got a lot of love for Steve Cooper, and I don't think he was very well received, but I think he really has. I think he's done all that he can.
He's got a difficult job.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you look at the teams that are down there, Southampton, Palace, and teams like that. I think Leicester look a lot better than them, a lot more adapted to the Premier League. So what's been your thoughts on Cooper at Leicester?
It's difficult because Leicester they're not a very their squads.
It's not great.
No, I didn't want to say it, but you got to put it straight.
Yeah, I think they may have the worst centre back partnership in the league. I'm sorry, Fass and Christiansen. Yeah. That is abysmal.
Well, we drew to them on the opening game.
Yeah,
we should have battered them. I think his job is for them to stay up.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
100%. Because you look at how difficult it is for teams coming up.
Yeah.
Like last season, they all went down, and in our season, we all stayed up, and that was under Cooper. But it's so difficult to establish in the Premier League. And I know Leicester were in the Prem for a while and then dropped down and came straight back up. But you lose a lot of players. Their squad wasn't great, and I don't think it's fantastic now. So their aim, I think, has to be for the next 2 years to stay up. And a manager like Steve Cooper, yes, the football might not be as attractive as entertaining. It's not the end goal, but he's a sort of stopgap. And they've not dropped points. You know, they've got points where they expected to. Ipswich, they came back to score and they beat Southampton away. So I don't think there's anything more Cooper could be doing. Axel, do you agree?
Nah, to be fair to him, with Forest, he's done a great job. He's known for doing that. I just think he's got a difficult job right now, and he's doing the best of what he's got.
And you look at the strikers. I mean, they've got Ayew and Vardy up front, and
Mm.
Vardy, he proves he knows where to be to score a goal, but he's not the Vardy of 5 years ago, is
he's on
he?
his exit now, so.
And Jordan Ayew has never been the answer for a Premier League side, has he? So I think they could have done better with that recruitment. And you look at, like they mentioned, late goals that they keep scoring.
Mm.
Now, Forest never did that under Cooper, and Leicester are coming back from behind now to win games, and they're scoring late goals, and I don't think that's a coincidence, Jordan. So does that show they've got a very good team spirit at the minute as well?
I think it's just a mentality that maybe Cooper's installed in them.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's an experienced manager. Maybe the players currently are, obviously, they're playing for the badge, playing for the manager because they believe in him. They believe they can stay up. And Leicester now, if you look at their score compared to a couple of years ago, when they had, obviously, Vardy was in prime, they had Maddison, they had Chilwell, they had Maguire. They had a really good squad. Compared to now, obviously because they got relegated and they come back up, it's not the same. But you see a difference, clearly, and you think he is doing the best that he has with the squad he has.
Yeah, definitely.
They just need to stop conceding.
Which is hard with those two horrible defenders.
Horrible,
but are we all confident that, I mean, there's a lot of bad teams this year. I think Wolves will get out of it. Palace look a bit in trouble. Southampton, Ipswich as well. So, but I'm pretty confident, given what I've seen, that Leicester will stay up. So do you guys think Cooper will have enough to do that?
I hope so.
Yeah?
I want them to. I genuinely do. I like Leicester.
Jordan?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure about Wolves either. I think currently they're 19th. They're on 6 points. They've won one game.
Yeah.
But the attackers they've got Cunha is a brilliant footballer.
If they keep him fit, I think they'll be fine. And they've not had a great run of games. They lost 5-3 to Brentford, didn't they? Which wasn't great. But I think they've got enough quality. They've got a very good run of games. I like their new striker as well, Strand Larson. I've got him in my fantasy team as well, which my flatmates have been bullying me about, but he's been bagging. So we've got a Leicester fan in the studio, Lily. Is she listening? Thumbs up or thumbs down on Cooper? Okay, thumbs down. Thumbs down, but we'll move on. Lily doesn't count. So let's go to... Well, we've got Hosler at Brighton, who came in after De Zerbi. Now, there was a bit of a decline, wasn't there, last season with Brighton at the end of the season under De Zerbi after he'd left. And nobody really knew Fabian Hosler. Nobody really knows people that Brighton sign, players, managers.
Honestly, their scouts
they keep getting it right.
Amazing, man. I don't know what they're doing.
They're plucking... I mean, he's, 31?
Yeah.
I think he's the third youngest ever Prem manager. Don't quote me on that, but I think it's something like that after Brian Mason and someone else. And they actually, like Slot, they actually look different.
They look good.
Yeah.
They look good.
And under De Zerbi and particularly Potter, they were possession-based. But now they look comfortable. Like, they don't have to have the ball. They can counter-attack. They can play up to Welbeck. I mean, you look at Danny Welbeck this season.
Yeah, exactly.
He's really came alive, hasn't he?
Fresh. He looks like him in his old days, man. Honestly.
Yeah. And Brighton, I mean, defensively, they've got decent defenders. So, has this start shocked you, Jordan? They're, 6th in the table as well? Some good wins, against United. You know, did you expect them to be this good under Hosler this quickly?
I don't think I expect them to be this good this quickly, but the combination of the youngest manager in the Premier League ever, so clearly he's got some sort of mentality shift which the players buy into because young manager, exciting, probably a lot of electricity in the dressing room.
Yeah. And
then you look at their squad and you think that's a good squad.
Yeah.
That's top table should be guaranteed. Matoma is brilliant. Welbeck, João Pedro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They've got a squad, Brighton. And I think, unfortunately, Tottenham, we were 2-0 up and it came 1-3-2. But you can tell that the mentality shift is there.
Yeah.
So I do think they're going to carry on doing well.
Yeah.
Not probably top 6 level, but they should be in around the top 8.
And they lost someone like Pascal Gross in the summer, who is, I think he got the most assists or second most assists in the Prem last year. Integral to how they played set pieces. And you've not noticed it at all. I mean, they've got Hinshelwood in midfield now. They've had that... Was it O'Neill scored at the weekend?
Who's this other kid they got? Ebba?
A Belieber. Oh, Belieber is fantastic. Yeah, my God.
Where did they find him?
Where do they find all of
This
them?
is what I'm saying. I personally didn't expect Brighton to do this well.
Yeah. No.
I didn't even know who Hosler was before he came.
Yeah, no,
I'll be honest.
And you look at their squad, I mean, João Pedro, Ruta, maybe Welbeck are players that were in English football before. But apart from that, off the top of my head...
Everyone else is just...
It's amazing. So how much credit do you give the hierarchy at Brighton?
Whoever's working in the background needs to keep working because they're doing amazing right now. Honestly.
I'm just waiting for them to get something wrong, but
I don't think they will.
Never seem to. Every single time.
Like, what do you expect Brighton to do? You don't really expect them to win the league. You probably expect them to be in the top half of the table, though. And they're definitely going to achieve that this season. So
what I've been impressed with them the most is the way they play out the back. It's like Pep.
Yeah.
The way they always have a player free wherever they play. So it's actually remarkable, because when Tottenham pressed them second half, they always got out, had a spare man. Probably hurts her the way his tactics. It really suits them.
Yeah, and I think he's made them, like I mentioned, more adaptable, because they can press now, but they can also sit back and wait for pressure. So Brighton have done really well. I think they'll comfortably get top 10, but might struggle towards the end of the season if they get injuries. But yeah, really good start from Hurst. And then finally we've got Lopetegui at West Ham. I don't know if we've still got a West Ham fan in the studio. Where's he gone? He's gone. But I thought it was a very weird appointment to start with Lopetegui. And he's came in, I think he's probably the favourite to get sacked now of any Premier League manager. Not very different to David Moyes, a very similar style of play. So, did you expect West Ham to be better than they would this season under Lopetegui?
No.
No?
No.
Quite simple as that.
Simple as that.
And he didn't pull up any trees at Wolves, did he? I don't know how he got the Real Madrid job.
Yeah,
Lopetegui.
exactly.
And they had some good recruitment this summer. You look at Fulcrook, they signed, did well at the Euros, Rodriguez. So they've done really well in the summer, I thought, and I expected them to push on.
Oh, you expecting them to actually do well?
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough.
Well, I don't know, I thought sort of top 10, top 12, not 4. I mean, they're 14th at the minute, and it's early days. Obviously, you can't really take what the table says for granted at the minute. But Julen, what do you think's been behind Lopetegui's sort of poor form?
Well, first of all, he's playing around with their midfield a little bit too much. He's taking he's pretty much taken Souček, taken him out of the team.
Yeah.
And now there's a hole in the midfield.
Yeah.
They don't have that physicality that they used to have.
Yeah.
Now, for a squad of West Ham, with full Kudus is an unbelievable player. He shouldn't be at West Ham.
Yeah.
This coming summer, he should go for him, because he's not at that level. Bowen, brilliant player. Fulcrook, Antonio, they've got a really good squad. So I'm not sure whether the players are buying in to what he's
doing,
or maybe it's not. Maybe he just doesn't have the tactics for West Ham.
Yeah.
Because there's something clearly wrong.
You know what I love as well? That they always sign, every season they sign a replacement for Antonio.
Yeah, and
he
he
always,
stays in.
5 games in, he's up front, banging goals in as well.
Can't get rid of him, man.
He's some boy. And
the Prem's hard, man.
you know where he's signed from, Antonio? Do you know where they signed him from?
Antonio?
Yeah.
Forest.
You know it, lads. You know it. So do you think it was a mistake, West Ham letting Moyes go, Axel?
No, not really. I mean, the Prem's hard. Like, I think we're a bit spoiled.
Yeah.
You know, when we let managers go and a new one comes in, we expect him to hit the ground running and just do what Slot's done or Maresca's done. But it's quite normal. I mean, as a new manager, he's probably getting used to the club and finding his way, really.
Yeah.
Sorting out his own identity. So I don't think there's much going on. I don't think there's much wrong.
And there's been a lot of, I mean, it's very tight in the league at the minute, isn't it? They're 2 wins away from having a really good result.
Exactly.
I think they weren't right. They were correct to get rid of Moyes because I think the feeling in the fan base, they had to make a change. They had to bring something different. I just think they could have got the appointment better because Lopetegui is very similar to Moyes. The football's very similar. If they'd have got someone be young, dynamic, playing possession-based football just like Hurst, obviously, so maybe they've got to recruit behind the scenes to get into a better place. So are they currently 13th in the table?
14th.
How far are they off relegation? They'll be right for relegation.
They are about 6 points off relegation.
It's quite tight.
But they're also 7 points off top 4.
Yeah, that's the difference.
So that shows you this season in the Premier League how much more competitive it is.
It's exciting.
Like compared to last season, the top 4 to top 10 is a couple of points worth.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Well, I think we're 5th and we're joint 3rd, but I think we're 1 point behind, ahead of 8th or something, isn't it? So it's really tight. And there's about 4 teams that have the exact same record as Forest, so it's all up for grabs at the minute. And we'll quickly touch on Amorim, shall we? We don't really know what we're expecting. Van Nistelrooy had a nice little cameo as Man United manager, but I think they had to let him go because he was acting like he was the main character, wasn't he? Van Nistelrooy.
I like it, man. Show character, man.
But he was always sort of looming in the background, ready to take over, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Amorim had a nice little cameo against Man City a few weeks ago. So how do you think Amorim's going to go?
I think he's going to. He's a really good manager. I think that he's going to help Man United sort of. Obviously, they use the word revolutionise.
Yeah.
But they need something fresh, and I think this time they've got to give him the time and the years. But the only problem I see of it, Sporting played that 3-4-3 formation.
Yeah.
Where's Bruno going to play?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if United have the players to fit that sort of style.
Not at the current minute, I don't think.
But the key difference between Amorim and Ten Hag is that Amorim has got a clear style, whereas that was people's criticism of Ten Hag, that he didn't have a structure, he didn't have a style of play, and it didn't come through. So
I mean, it'd be interesting to see, because I just think it's deeper than the manager. Everyone keeps thinking that the manager's going to come in and solve their problems, but as we've seen time and time again, it's deeper than just the manager, it's the behind the scenes. So I'm interested to see what he does.
Yeah, 100%. It's all about what's going on up there. But in terms of the pitch, not sure if currently United have the players for his system. But as we know, Amorim will say, you out, I want you in. Because I'm not sure Dallow's a wing back. I'm not sure Shaw has the legs to be a wing back anymore.
No.
Wherever Bruno will go, but I'm sure he'll figure out, and I think he will be very, very direct and certain in his approach.
He might sort of have to adapt his style
at
the minute for the squad, and in the summer maybe recruit the players that he wants. And I think he might bring the best out of someone like Ugarte, who's not really shined.
Exactly.
And Casemiro's played well recently, hasn't he? But he had a good game, but I don't know where they all fit in. But before we move on, we're just going to do 2 segments today. But we're going to talk about David Coote and the situation. Now, we can't really say that much because it's still ongoing, an investigation. I don't think we can condone his language and what he said, but do you agree with the premise of what he's saying, or not really, Jordan?
Well, it's now a problem for the FA and the Premier League, because you have managers and players coming out and saying after every couple of weeks, this is bias, this referee's bias, he's match fixing, and obviously no one has any evidence, and it's all just you're a bit angry, bit rubbish after the game, you've probably lost the game.
Yeah.
But now this leak, I'm sure you see in the video, but it's not a good video, where he's explicitly saying and he's talking rubbish about Klopp and Liverpool, and this is now a problem for English referees refereeing in England.
Yeah.
Because now, if they have a specific team, they're going to have a bias, and that bias, no matter how big or small it is, it will have an effect on the game.
100%.
Yeah.
And it's the integrity of the game. So the only way, personally, that I think this whole thing will be resolved is, I think they should get an international referees or foreign referees that aren't English and have no affiliation to any Premier League clubs.
Yeah, we could do that. Axel?
I mean, the way I look at it, I found the video kind of funny to be fair, but it's normal, it's human behaviour.
Yeah.
Like, no matter who you get, international referee in England, the longer they ref, let's say for example in the Prem, years on end, they're going to have biases. There's going to be people they don't like, there's going to be people they do like. It's just unfortunate in this situation, he's been caught on video and it's been posted, but every single referee in any league will have similar views about their own managers. So it's just one of those things.
The thing about it is, I think you can dislike a manager, a team, without it having an influence in your performance. Like if you're in the moment and there's a clear free kick, you're not going to not give it because it's simple. And I think how he's reacted, the fact he's allowed it to be caught on video is schoolboy, and you don't do that. But say if he's just down the pub with his mates having that conversation, he shouldn't have brought the fact he's German into it and all that.
Yeah.
But the premise of the argument, I think, is reasonable. I think it's a natural human reaction, like you said. And I've said quite a lot of times, I really disliked Klopp's touchline behaviour.
Yeah.
I thought it was aggressive, I thought it was a bully. I remember Paul Tierney, he had it in for Paul Tierney, I don't know if you remember that. But every time Paul Tierney refereed Liverpool, he was on him. Before the game, he was on him. And I really think he should have been punished more for that. And it hasn't surprised me that a referee has had that reaction to Klopp, because they just let him do exactly what they want. And I don't think another Premier League manager would have got away with it as much as he did. Now, Liverpool fans won't like that. Ellie in the studio doesn't like my opinion for that. But that's what I think about it. Hope you've enjoyed the little discussion, guys. We're going to take a quick break, and then Jordan's got a quiz on the other side. Hello, and welcome back to the Press Box. Now, on the back of our discussion about managers, Jordan's got a quiz all about managers.
Right, so there are 14 questions. You guys will have 7 each.
Okay.
And majority of this is managers in the Premier League about this season.
Okay.
So,
Axel, have you beaten me at a quiz?
On
your own?
joint? No.
No,
Not
you got carried by Connor in our England episode. But
I don't know about
how many
carried.
points just remind me, how many points did you get last week?
Last week? We'll have to check the footage.
I think it was 1.
Nah,
I think it was 1. And I actually gave you the answer as well.
What's the first question?
just to clarify, if one of you don't know the answer, then it will be passed on to the other.
Okay.
Who
You
wants to
keeping
go
track,
first?
Jordan? Do you want to go? It's up to you, Axel. Do you want to go first or second?
I'll go first.
Okay.
Alright.
So I'm chasing. Well,
How many of the current...
Sorry.
No.
Go on.
How many of the current Premier League managers are from Great Britain and Northern Ireland?
I'm going to say 2. That's my final answer.
Have you locked in?
Locked in.
I'm going to pass it over.
Right, so Howe, Cooper, McKenna.
Yeah, I didn't think of McKenna.
Who else came up? No. Oh yeah, Martin 4. I bet there's one I'm missing. Nuno. I'm gonna go. Right, I've got 4. I bet I've missed one.
So you're going to say 5?
5.
Are you locking it in?
Yeah.
None of you got it correct.
Is
The
it
answer was
that-
6.
Okay.
6.
Who?
Sean Dyche.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
obviously.
fine,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
You got Kieran McKenna, Cooper, Howe,
Martin.
and O'Neill.
Oh yeah, I can't count. Yeah, right. Go on then. That's fine.
Alright,
So it's his turn now.
yeah. Out of Mikel Arteta and Marco Silva, which manager has been in charge for more Premier League games?
Marco Silva.
Well, you finished with the question.
Is that the end of the question? Sorry.
I don't
with
think
a
it was.
difference of 1 match.
Oh.
Well, you chose.
I still think it because Silva's been at Hull, Everton, Watford, and Fulham, and I think he was in the. He's had a break, but he was in the Prem for longer. But Arteta's been a constant. My gut was Silva, so I'm gonna go Silva.
The answer was Arteta.
So pass it on to me.
Nah, you can't have a
Nah, I'm joking.
it's not a chance.
Arteta has managed 183 Premier League games. Silva was 182.
That's a disgrace.
So
To be
Very
fair, it's 50-50.
close.
I was always going to get it wrong if it was 50-50. 0-0. This is not a good start.
The new Brighton boss, Fabian Hertzler, is the youngest Premier League manager.
Mm-hmm.
How old is he?
31.
Oh, we had this discussion
Yeah,
earlier.
well.
Come on.
You gotta watch your facts. Arne Slot made his Premier League debut for Liverpool on the 17th of August,
Yeah.
2024,
Yeah.
away to Ipswich.
Yeah.
However, what was the score in the opening match?
I think it was 2-0.
Is that locked in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually.
Would you care to potentially name the goal scorers?
Louis Diaz.
Well, Salah scored and then he got an assist, and maybe it was
I think it was Diaz. Was it Diaz?
It's Jota.
Jota.
Jota and Salah.
Yeah.
Right, fair enough. No bonus points for that. 1-1.
Here we go.
Eric Ten Hag
Ooh.
lasted 85 matches as the Manchester United manager
Mm-hmm.
before being sacked and now is being replaced by Ruben Amorim. During Ten Hag's 85 matches in the Premier League, what was his average win percentage?
Just whoever gets closer.
Closest to you.
Yes.
52%.
So I could be slightly to 53, but I was thinking 56, so I'm going to say 56.
The answer was 52%.
Hey!
Well done, Axel.
2-1.
That's all right. I've got to give you a confidence boost now and again.
I saw that the other day.
Mm.
That's why I was so confident.
So why didn't you say 52 then?
I did.
You
Yeah,
said,
you
I thought you
did.
said 53.
50.
Okay,
Yeah,
well
yeah.
done.
Check this knowledge.
Well done. I'm
That's
proud of
good.
you.
Cheers,
That's
mate.
really impressive. Right. Ange Postecoglou's Spurs, fortunately, are continually being exploited for their attacking. It's not funny style.
It's quite
of
funny,
play
the
and
way
their
you're
high
saying it.
line.
It's hurting him to say
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I was typing. I was tears were running down my face. So far, Ange has managed 49 Premier League games for Tottenham in the Premier League. In this period, how many goals do you think he has conceded?
Conceded. Closest to. Conceded.
49 games.
Right, is it going to be one per match? I don't know. I'm going to say 58. Is that a bit hard? That's a bit hard.
Yeah, that's a bit harsh. I'm trying to think if they had any big losses. Or conceded any big, large amounts.
No, can I edit mine?
Yeah, you didn't look at it.
40. I'm locking in 45.
45.
Yeah, oh, that's too.
Can you repeat the question again one time?
How many, within Ange's 49 Premier League games,
Yeah,
how
I'm
many
gonna go
goals?
53.
Is yours locked in?
Yeah. I think it's higher. Yeah,
What did you say?
45.
I said 53.
Both of you are incorrect by 20, around 20 goals. It was 74.
Oh, so I would have got that point, but it was too low.
What?
Anyways. Oh, it's fine. I did say
No, you
closest
can
to.
have the
No,
point.
you
You
can
can have
have
the
the
point. You can have the point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
74. That's near.
You
That's
can see the
I'm
74
yeah, that's
goals in
49.
49
That's not
games.
great. That is bad.
That's why.
Oh, and
Ooh.
Romero and Van de Ven are the best partnership in the Prem.
Wow.
Where's that come from then?
Wow.
All
I
right.
think it's the
Shocking. So what's the
tactics
score?
this boy thing.
3-1.
That's fine.
Pep Guardiola first managed Manchester City in 2016.
Yeah.
Within this period, he's won the Premier League 6 times.
Yeah.
However, how many Manager of the Month awards has he won?
It's me now, isn't it? It's my
Yeah, I
question.
think it's
now,
you, yeah.
How many manager of the months has he won? I'm gonna. From 2016 till now,
Mhm.
I'm gonna go.
6 seasons. Like I said. Oh no, eight. It's
8
8 seasons.
seasons.
8 seasons. Yeah.
seasons.
6 Prems. Yeah.
Manager of the month. I'm gonna go 50. At least 50.
50. 5-0.
5-0. At
Oh,
least.
I thought it was like 3 or 4. I'm gonna say 4.
Manager of the month.
Yeah. Well, there's only 9 months in a season.
Can I check
Yeah,
that?
that's fair.
I'm saying 4.
Nah, in 8 seasons, 4.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm going at least 11 then. Nah, 12. I want to say 20. In 8 seasons.
Say 20 then. Say 20. Say
20.
4.
Locked
20
in.
and 4.
Yeah.
The answer was 11.
Yeah. Oh, he's got. Wait, I'm 9 off.
Yeah, that's me.
He was
He's got
closer.
3-2.
The last time he won one was December 2021.
It's because people are expecting him to do well, aren't they? So if there's a team that
Yeah.
You're right.
He does so well
Yeah,
on a
that
consistent
is.
basis, they just don't give it.
yeah, say if Everton won 2 and lost 1, he'd win it over Pep winning all 3, wouldn't he?
Yeah,
So-
true. 11 in 8
But
seasons.
I thought, yeah, fair enough. 3-2. I'll take
Right. Crystal Palace's Oliver Glasner's start to the 2024 Premier League has not been
that.
smooth.
Yeah, no.
They've only won 1 game and they currently sit with 7 points.
Yeah.
What is their current position in the Premier League?
Ooh, I think I know this.
19th.
No. 17th. I think I'm right.
What did you say?
19th.
Locked in?
17th.
Locked in? 18. None
Oh.
of you get it.
Ooh.
So it's Southampton.
Wolves.
Ipswich.
Oh, yeah.
Ipswich just.
I thought Wolves were above them after beating Southampton, but they must not have.
I knew that one actually. I
So there's
saw
no
that.
points
Yeah.
there. 'cause it's
Yeah.
another
So
dog.
it's 3-2 still. Alright, my question.
How many Premier League seasons has Thomas Frank been at Brentford for?
Just Premier League.
Yeah.
5.
4.
6.
No, Premier League.
Yep.
They've not been in the Prem 6 years.
2018.
They didn't get promoted in 2018, did they?
That's 14.
I thought that's when he came in as
No.
manager.
That's 14.
Because they got promoted. They got promoted in at Wembley the season before us.
Listen, he's done
I'm
the
sure
research.
it's-
I'm sure it's 4.
Alright, we'll
I've
do a
done
little
the
VAR
research.
check.
We can do a VAR check.
because
at the
he
end.
didn't. He came in the
Off camera.
championship, didn't he?
Yeah.
He came in the
got
championship, and
promoted.
that was 6 years. But they've only been in the Prem for 4 years, I'm sure.
Wait, when did they get promoted?
2020, because we got 21, and they were the year before us got promoted. So in the Prem, I'm sure they've only been there for 4
I'm gonna
years.
do my own little
Have a little VAR.
We'll
check.
come back. We'll come back.
You come
Welcome back. We've done some editing, and we decided to give me the point, Jordan.
VAR. Give it.
VAR check.
Good,
So,
good
yeah.
knowledge.
Three-
He's been there for 6 years. No, 7 years. In for 2018
Yeah,
in the
2018,
championship,
yeah.
but 4 years in the Prem. So 3-all.
3-0, I think.
Mm.
How many questions are
We have 4 left.
there?
Ooh, come on.
It's me next. Wait.
No, it's
It was-
me.
it's
'cause
you,
went
I answered
first.
first.
Sean Dyche has previously managed Watford, Burnley, and now Everton. Out of all 3 clubs, which club has he currently had the worst win record for?
Is it me?
Yeah.
So is it Burnley for a while, and they did well in the Prem, but you know what? I'm going to say Everton.
I was actually going to say Everton as well.
Were ya?
But because it's passed to me, as in he gets on with that.
Mm.
Unless he's got it right. Has he got it right?
Yeah, that's got it right.
Oh!
32.9% for Everton.
Ooh.
Which one do you think was next?
I bet Watford's the highest because he wasn't there as long.
Nah, I was going to say Burnley's the highest. Watford was next. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Yep.
34.7%.
At
And
Watford,
yeah.
Burnley was 35%.
Fair enough.
But he was there. He done
4-3. Come on, Axel. Are you pulling it back?
Okay, here we go.
Nuno's Nottingham Forest.
Nuno. Sorry. Go on, John.
Currently 5th place, 19 points.
Mm.
Although their attack has been electric this season, Chris Wood, FPL legend, their defence, to their credit, has only conceded 10 goals. Aside from Forest, how many other Premier League clubs have conceded less goals than Forest? And can you name the goal difference of that club?
What?
Or clubs?
All in Premier League games, don't know. Like, obviously, Man City, they just got put 4-1, so... No. Ah!
I think I know it, so...
Repeat the question one more time.
Nuno's Nottingham Forest are flying this season. Although their attack has been electric, their defence or their club has only conceded 10 goals.
Mm-hmm.
Aside from Forest, how many other Premier League clubs have conceded less goals than Forest this season? And with how many?
How many goals have they conceded,
Yeah.
or what the goal difference is? How many goals they've conceded? Okay.
That's going to throw me. I want to say 2 other clubs have conceded less than 10 goals this season. But I don't know about how many goals.
I'm going to go 1. It's Liverpool with 7.
Locked in?
I'm going to go 2.
How many goals have the other 2 clubs conceded then?
5. Nah, 7. I'll copy it. 7.
So, one other club,
Yeah.
Liverpool,
With 7.
6.
Is that after Villa?
Yeah.
Is it? Okay, I thought it was... Oh no, because they didn't concede to Villa, did they? Yeah, fair enough. So, but is that still my point?
Yeah.
So you've got to win these 2.
Yeah, but
We've
there's
got
always
3
a double
actually.
3 more.
points at the end, isn't it?
Last one.
Double points.
Last
yeah.
one I give you double just because of...
Ah, no.
Thank
no,
you,
no.
Quizmaster!
Get out.
Wait till you hear it.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Quizmaster.
Right, just recap the score. 5-3.
5-3.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Russell Martin, Southampton are currently
This is me.
bottom
This is him.
of the Premier League.
Yeah.
With 4 points after
Yeah.
11 matches. They've lost 9 games, drawn 1, and only won 1. Who did they beat in their only win of the season?
Everton at home.
Correct. And what do you
Do you
think
know
was
that?
the score?
It's
I
1-0.
did actually know that.
1-0. So
6-3.
that's I've won basically.
No, that's triple points at the end.
Triple getaway.
6-3.
Never.
How many current Premier League managers are Spanish?
Let's go down the table. If I keep counting, we'll be here for a while. So I'm gonna take a guess. 1, 2, 3. Gonna say 6.
Right, I can only think of Arteta, Guardiola, and Iraola. Lopetegui's Portuguese. Herzler's German.
Yeah, he's German. Oh, why am I helping?
I'm gonna say 3.
The answer
It's at least 5.
is
It's at least
5.
I knew it.
Is it?
It was at least. I could
Who-
think of 5, but I thought.
Who are the other 2 then that I didn't say?
Nah, I saw Pep, Arteta.
Iraola.
Yeah, and I just thought there has to be at least 2 more.
Emery,
Or
and
four.
you said a manager that you thought was Dutch.
Portuguese.
Or Portuguese.
Yeah,
Lopetegui, is he Spanish?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
I got closest though.
Well done, Axel. Yeah, so
Thank
6-4, but...
6. Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah, come on.
So
This is the last question.
Yeah.
If he gets this, then it will be a draw.
So it's worth 2 points.
Yeah.
But I'm going first.
Yeah. Okay. So you have the advantage.
So can I... Alright, go on then. Let's hear it.
What is the average age of the 20 Premier League managers, including Amaron?
What, closest to you?
So, just before this quiz, as you saw I was typing away, I looked up every single Premier League manager,
Yeah.
including Amaron,
Yeah.
in the Premier League. Total their age, divided it by 20. Closest.
Oh, but how's this worth 2 points? Come on! This is a disgrace.
I'm weird.
I'll give you closest by 2. You get a leniency of 2.
See, I think it's quite young at the minute. 49.
That's crazy. I was gonna say like 52. Because I just did the average of like 50 times 20 and then Okay, are you locking in 49? Do you know what? I'm gonna lock in 52.
George was correct.
If it's 49?
Bang on!
He wasn't bang on.
Oh,
He was 3 away. It was 46.
Ooh, get in!
fair enough.
What's that? So 2 points. 8,
George,
1,
it doesn't matter,
8,
you
2,
won.
8, 3, whatever.
It's all
I done
game,
better this
yeah.
week though.
Yeah, actually,
It's all game
I'm
in the end.
quite proud of you, Axel. That's a good
I done better
performance.
this week, so
Yeah,
next
yeah.
week.
Next week.
And you were
Bye.
saying unfair you don't even like football. so-
Exactly.
Are you playing for UCFB tomorrow? First team?
We only got training tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
so
Well, Jordan, thanks for joining us.
Thank you
We'll
very
be
much.
with you in a few weeks. Axel, you'll be back next week.
100%.
And for everybody watching, hopefully you liked the video. If you did, make sure you give it a like. Hopefully we didn't offend you with our choices about managers if you support one of those teams. But yeah, make sure you like the video, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to be notified when we upload. We'll be back for another press box soon. But until then, have a good weekend and we'll see you soon.